Hey, what's going on, guys? Today we're going to be checking out Kotobukiya's Laetitia silver version. So this frame arms girl, I feel like we haven't taken a look at any other variation of the Laetitia frame arms girl model kit since the original, which was quite a long time ago. And as you know, that Kotobukiya loves their frame arms girl variation releases. The silver version here just being the latest for Laetitia, but it looks really nice there. It's one of the frame arms girl releases where it's just kind of like a basic body, doesn't come with like a whole lot of armor or accessories or much of anything else. We do have a lot of like hair and face options in there, as you can see, and that's going to be kind of the main option parts that are included with this one. But she's a cool design now in this cool new silver and black color scheme. Should be pretty nice. Let's go ahead and check it out for today's video. As you guys can see with the artwork here on the front in the typical frame arms girl styling, not only does she have the different color like clothing, what little clothing there is in black and silver, but also the skin tone is going to be much darker and the hair is in a kind of off-white color there as well. Is going to be the main differences obviously between this and the original release. On the ends of the box, just going to be a close-up of the face there like so. And over here on this side of the box, we can see what the kit is going to look like, all built and painted out of the box there like that, front and back there with just the bare skin tone color legs. But then we do also have black parts for the legs included in here as well, so you will have both. And here's a photo of what the kit is going to look like without paint on it, just straight out of the box. Really not all that different. It's going to be missing some of the smaller little bits of color around on the torso, but it's going to be pretty accurate straight out of the box. We've got, of course, different hair option parts, lots of different option parts for the different ears like that, the mechanical ones, different hair parts, more kind of like real animal like cat ear kind of option parts and different hair parts. So a bunch of different option parts for the head. As for our printed faces, we've got a smiling one, and then an open mouth kind of happy face there like that. We've got some decals for the eyes, and the MSRP coming in for this one at 5,200 yen. Let's go ahead and pop it open and see what we've got in here. So it's definitely that darker, slightly orangish kind of skin tone there for that. I think they would call it like a tan or sunburned kind of colors. I think usually what they like to refer to that kind of color as. The silver looks like it's definitely a very interesting molded silver color for those silver parts there. Here's our waterslide decal sheet here for the eyes in a really nice kind of pink and purple kind of colors there. Those look good. And then our instruction manual here is going to have the same artwork on the front there. And around here on the back, just the frame arms logo on this gray scale gradient. We've got a few more sample images here on the inside of the manual there. You can see the Laetitia and the Innocentia other forms there at the bottom, and then our parts list, these grayed out sections just being parts that are not going to be used, so those are omitted. And then we just go through the construction. So we'll build like a couple of the head and hair option parts at the start, and then I think after you're finished building the body, then it kind of goes back and shows you how to build the other different ear option parts there at the end. But a pretty short construction for this one, obviously. And then here on the back inside page, we've got our color and decal guide there. Obviously the decal is just only for the eyes, so let's go ahead and check out our pre-printed parts here. Like here's our face parts there. It's got the tongue sticking out. We've got the winking open mouth face there. And then our smiling pre-printed face is right here. We'll check out the face option parts more closely in the review portion of the video. A couple of other pre-printed parts here. Looks like a white part with a little bit of black, and the parts for the front and back of the hip section molded in skin tone, and then you have the white and black pre-printed on there. And to start off, we've got some polycaps here in our tanned skin tone, and then lots of hands. So we've got two different hand runners in two different colors. So we've got hands in skin tone, and then we've also got hands in black. And of course, these are in the typical softer rubbery plastic here, giving us a lot of different options. We'll go through all of those in the review. The A runner here is going to be all of our hair parts in this slightly off-white cream color. B runner is going to be our first of some of the molded silver parts there, which look really nice and glossy. Runner C is some of our skin tone colored parts here. Runners D and E are some more molded silver parts here, with runner E just being a single part there for the torso. Runner F is a larger runner here of some parts for the body there in black. Runners H and I, then some more skin tone colored parts there is runner H. Runner I, a larger runner with a bunch of parts for the arms and legs. Runner J is some small accent parts here in white. Runner K is some blank faces, so if you didn't want to use the pre-printed faces and you wanted to use the decals and make some faces of your own, you can use these faces here on Runner K. Runner L is some more parts in that off-white cream color. Runner M is an additional skin tone color part there for like the inside of the head. Runner N is some more white parts here, accents for the chest, the neck, and the hair. Lastly then, Runner O is a few more parts here in silver, and then we have Runner X, which is going to be some joint parts. We're basically just going to be using this for wrist joint parts, and so that's why we have two of Runner X. One is in black for if you're using the black hands. One is in skin tone if you're using the skin tone colored hand parts. And that's it for the runners. So let's go ahead and check out the kit. All right, and then here she is all put together. Really lovely design for this one. Obviously just being like a color swap, it's one that we've seen before, but I'm a really big fan of this kit and other ones in the Frame Arms Girls series like it, just because they're really simple. So if you want to just keep it as it is, you can keep it like that. Otherwise, it does work as a really nice base for customizing, for doing more stuff, adding more stuff onto it, just because with this, we don't really have like a ton of accessories, sort of, as it were. It's basically just a ton of option parts, and we do have a lot of those. So we'll get into all those here in just a second, but whatever your plans for the kit, whether you want to leave it simple as it is or adding more to it, we got that great Kotobukiya quality built into this one, and it looks fantastic. So let's get into it. So starting off with our option parts for the hair, it's basically broken down into, we have kind of two different sets of hair parts. This set, which has options for the front and the back half. So this, I tried to basically just go for what's on the box art here with the bangs like this. We have an alternate set of bangs that's going to be a little bit different shape like that. And then for the back half, you can see this one just has the hair tied to a ponytail here. And for this, it's short hair with these attachment points up there on the top. And if you wanted to swap this ponytail here at the back for a longer one, you can swap it with one of these. That said, we actually do have two of these longer parts, and those are also meant to be able to go into here, and they can work basically as kind of longer pigtails there at the back like that. Then we've also got options for just buns here that you can put on the side. So there's these two, which have a little bit longer string if you're using like the two on both sides there like that. There's a third one that has a little bit shorter string part on it, and this would be for this hair option if you wanted that to just be on the back of this hair as just a single bun at the back, something like that. And so basically you can mix and match those parts for the front and back half of the head, but you are also going to use that back half for these different optional front half parts here, where this center part of the back will fit into the center here. And as you can see, looking at it from the top, it's a little bit different shape here because these parts for the hair are meant to accommodate basically kind of these ear parts that are going to go on the top, or what you can attach onto there as ears. So basically it's just optional different type of attachment points. If you're using this hair, you could still attach the pigtails onto the top there, something like that, or something. It would look kind of weird, or the buns onto the top of there, but again, it's just kind of strange, but the option is there for you, I suppose. And with this style part here for the top of the head with the attachment points on the top, you have two options for the bangs as well there, so you can make the front of the bangs look different while keeping this style here for the top. Now, as far as our different option parts for the top here, if you wanted to simply cap this off, you can just put this part in there like that, and it just basically plugs the hole. And the cool thing about these parts and all of our different ear option parts is that if you look on the inside, there's a very tiny L inside there. They're all marked with an L or an R, indicating which one's for the left and the right side. And obviously, like for some of the other parts, like these kind of mechanical looking animal ears like this, it's going to be very obvious, which side they go on, but there's one option for the ears. An alternative option is going to be like a similar style, but a bit larger. And obviously you have these for both the left and the right side. I'm just showing you two different ones there to just kind of compare. Third option would be these kind of smaller, more like cat looking ears. So basically you have like small, medium, and large size sort of mechanical ears. And then you also have a set of more sort of natural looking kind of cat ears, something like that with fur on the inside and all that. Last option is that you have a set of these parts, these mechanical kind of parts that go there on the top, meant to look a bit like kind of folded over dog ears, I think is kind of what the look is for that. But that's going to be all of our different options for the head. So there's a lot of different combinations that you can make with those. And as for our face option parts, here are our first two, one with the open mouth winking face, one with the smiling tongue out, and then the third face, just a simple smiling face there. But the print quality and the colors and everything on those do look really, really nice. Next up then, for the collar there around her neck, we've got three different options for that. One is more like a shirt collar here with a little ribbon button tied, so you can kind of see the difference between those. And the third option is just very similar to that, just doesn't have that silver like kind of metal bit there at the center, so it's just a little bit simpler version. Next up then, for this chest part, you have two different options, small or large, so you can choose which one of those you want to use. Is just swap that part. Around here on the back of the torso, this plate right here on the lower back, there's an option to swap that out for a part that has a hard point on it there. And you can see there on the back, we've got this piece here that has 3 hard points on it. Here on the side of the arm as well, you can swap that part out for one that will give you a hard point attachment point there for being able to attach different parts onto the side of the arm if you wanted to. And then down here on the side of the thigh as well, the exact same type of part there that you can swap for that, again, if you wanted to attach something onto the side of the leg. If you did not want these black gloves here on the arms, you can swap out the arms for just all skin tone colored parts there. And so for that reason, as you saw in the unboxing portion, that's why we have 2 different sets of hands. One set is going to be in black. That's going to be the open resting hands you saw on there at the moment. You also have a set of open flat hands, open expressive hands like this, outstretched. We've also got finger pointing hands, thumbs up hands, hands that appear to be like for holding a cell phone accessory, like what you would get from the Sosai Shoujo Teian line or something like that, it looks like. And then there's a set of left and right hands that go together to make a heart in the middle, like so. You got peace sign hands, weapon holding hands here, and of course just standard closed fists as well. And then yeah, all of those hands you've got in skin tone. If you wanted to use just the skin tone arms, you can use those as well. Lastly then, for the legs, just like with the arms, if you didn't want to have these like long boots, you can just swap this off for just all skin tone legs here with that white ring at the top, and then you've got just a set of bare feet for the feet. Alternatively, just these weird kind of like socked feet or something like that that don't have actual toes molded in or anything, which is just kind of weird. But that's everything, and gosh, it's a lot of different options. One thing that you'll notice that this does not have is a base, and I think that's pretty weird for a Frame Arms Girl kit to not include a base, especially like that standard Frame Arms base that you get in like every other kit. I don't remember if the original Laetitia kit also didn't include a base. I guess maybe that kit also didn't include a base and I just can't really remember, but it's weird to not have one included. That said, of course, with these hard points here at the back and the option you have there at the back of the waist, of course you can use any Kotobukiya flying base or Bandai action base or whatever you want with this. And so with that, I'll show you a few examples here. Don't really need to go too much more into like the articulation and everything. Obviously it's the same like Frame Arms Girl body that we've seen many times, and again, I've reviewed this exact same kit before essentially with the original version, so you should have a pretty good idea what to expect from the articulation, and you'll be able to see that here just in a few of the poses. But the articulation range on these kits is really nice. One thing that unfortunately has not changed and is still there is that it is going to be pretty seam line heavy just in like the legs and arms and the body and I guess the hair parts too, so there's a lot of seams on these kits. So if you are planning on painting this, or if you've ever painted any of the Frame Arms Girls kits, you know that that can be a little bit of a challenge with them. Other than that, I mean, the designs, the details, everything on them, they are really nice, and I do like the design of this one. Just again, if you wanted to keep it just really simple, just as the base body, or if you wanted to outfit it with more different custom parts and weapons and all that, and kind of make it your own by adding a bunch of stuff to it. I think that's the great thing about this kit, and like the Materia and some other kits, the Innocentia in the line that are similar to this, just very simple, but they're ripe for customization by adding more stuff to them. So obviously with all the different option parts and everything that we have with this, there's way more combinations than I could show you here in the video, but just showing you a few different sample poses, you should get the idea. Let me know what you guys think about just Frame Arms Girl in general. You guys fans? Is this one that you have in your collection? Is this one that you would like to pick up? With it just being a color variant, I know sometimes they're not as popular just because, you know, for people that might already have the original kit, they might not want to get the same kit again. But it's nice when they do these color variants for people that maybe didn't get the Laetitia when she first came out and then maybe prefer this color version. I do really like this color version actually. I think I prefer this one over the original, but let me know what you guys think in the comment section. And as always, if you want to check out some more Frame Arms Girl kits, you can check the link in the video description to USA Gundam Store. Got lots of stuff there on the website. You can check all that out, as well as everything else from Kotobukiya, the Sosai Shoujo Teian series, the Megami Device series, and everything there on the site. And again, guys, thanks so much for leaving a like on the video while you're here, making sure that you're subscribed. I really appreciate your support. Thank you all so much, and I'll see y'all later. Bye, guys.